Kind of in that same vein, man. We talked a couple of weeks about Travis Scott having that Astroworld Festival here, and many people were killed in the stampede or whatever happened inside there. And of course, there was lawsuits being filed. I think it was like a $10 billion lawsuit. We said the largest that I've ever even imagined happening, but a lot of money. But he has been dropped from the Coachella lineup, which is another music festival like the Astroworld Festival. But I would stand to say it's probably the largest music festival.
Coachella.
Yeah, Coachella. I mean, you got a lot of them that are around. So you got Astroworld, you got Austin City Live, or I think Limits, Austin City Limits. They have that comes down there. You got South by Southwest. A lot of different conferences that actually come. Coachella is kind of that's that. It's the Big Daddy. It's the Big Daddy of it.
Was it held?
It's in California, I believe. At least I thought it was. Let's see, where is the Coachella held? I thought it was somewhere out west. Have
you really thought about, we spoke about one of the previous podcasts about, do you think that he shares any responsibility for what happened at Astroworld?
I had this discussion with my cousin who's an attorney. I think if you feel like Trump had anything to do with the January 6th situation, then so does Travis Scott. If you don't feel that Trump had anything to do with the January 6th situation, then neither does Travis Scott. Now, me personally, I don't think you can make someone do something.
I don't think Travis Scott. First of all, I think they're completely different situations. But Travis Scott, I don't think personally should share any responsibility for what happened there, because I was thinking to myself as a performer, if I'm a performer and I've seen chaos out there, all right, I'd like to feel that we could carry on, not for the benefit of, but I mean, at that point, is it down to the security? Is it down to the local fire department? Because they're the ones that control the safety. Who are the people that are ultimately responsible for the safety?
Well, to your point, yeah, the security people and the fire department, the people that are over the venue as well. They own the building, so they should have.
But I mean,
ample coverage.
If it was you in Travis Scott's situation, in the moment, what would you do? Would you want to continue to avoid like a mass stampede and absolute chaos?
Well,
I'll be honest with you, I don't know really what I'd do, because you'd think to yourself, well, if I stop and I announced, okay, look, there's a problem, how people react.
Well, absolutely.
Then they would stamp over people.
If they think something's going on, right? Yeah. I think in his case, where some of the complaints were coming from, as empty as they may have been, is that because he didn't stop when someone needed assistance or someone was in need of help at the concert. But I think even beyond that, the overcrowding of these concerts and those videos that we watched of people just pushing through past
that was
the gates.
The real problem. There was more people in the venue that should have been in the venue.
Exactly. Now, the tweets aren't there anymore that I've seen, but it almost seems as if that he kind of encouraged that type of behavior. That hey, go in, we sneak in, everybody just kind of push in and push through. And I think that's where I was drawing a parallel.
But is it recorded anywhere that he promoted that behavior?
It was on Twitter. So you got the screenshots.
By Travis Scott?
Yeah, from his account.
Saying
we allow we allow those to sneak in, come, basically telling everybody to come.
Well, in that case, have a guess what he does share. That's changed my opinion.
Right, so he took them down, but of course, once you put it in the internet,
he's outside of his area. He's the performer.
Right.
He's not the security expert with that.
He isn't. But I think that that part of it, he shares some responsibility in it. But it was
just
part
said,
of
that's
the
changed my opinion completely.
yeah.
Then,
It's part of the culture in his concerts that's kind of been the thing to do, but it doesn't exempt you from any liability from it because you got to be.
If he's out there posting it on because that's one of my biggest gripes with people that are on social media. They need to be accountable. That's the problem with social media. People aren't accountable for what they say on social. That's why I think it's caused us a lot more problems. Social media has some good uses when people aren't accountable for what they say. Freedom of speech, got to be a limit to it. And if he's out there basically saying go against the law or go against whatever, then he should share.
And here's what it says. In the now deleted tweet, Scott said back in May of 2021 that he approves of sneaking in wild fans. He says, nah, and we still sneaking the wild ones in. And that was on May the 5th. So, and it got retweeted like 7,000 times. And
have a guess what, Travis Scott, you're about to lose all your money. I never heard of him until this whole thing happened.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not into that scene. But
you sure? I thought I saw you at a couple of those concerts. Over there
concerts
in the
have never been my thing. Ever since the first concert I went to, somebody urinated.
You have got to be kidding me.
No. I was 14 years old in my best suit.
Who was playing? The Flintstones?
No, it was actually Roxy Music.
Oh, Roxy Music.
And the guy behind me decided that if he went and take a pee, then he'd lose his spot. So he just decided to zip it out and pee on my brand new suit, and all of a sudden I'm watching Roxy Music, having a pretty good time, and I went with a friend, and felt something hot and warm down my right leg.
Really?
Yeah. And I never ever went to another concert again, apart with my wife, and that was the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
So
that
was completely different. That was at Energy Stadium. Very, very well maintained, very well
not overcrowded.
Organized, wasn't chaos. But I mean, some of them kids that went to that Travis concert, they were like 7 or 8 years old.
There was, some of those kids never should have been in that chaos, quite frankly. But your kid likes a certain individual, you want to make them happy, so you take them over there so they can.
Right, but do they go because mom and dad like the music and dad just tugged
Possibly.
along, or is it because the kid likes the music?
Man, it's possible.
Do you think they should put a limit on it?
On age?
I mean, I do think there's a safety issue.
Well, because I know some of the language that's used, I would say yes. You want to put a limit on it, but some people don't care about any of that. They use the language with their kids, so it doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there as far as they're concerned. So
at the end of the day, we all know that they should care.
They definitely should care.
They should